Last week in Barcelona, the sparks flew again as Eric Kaplinger and Klaus Kreutzer went toe-to-toe, reigniting a championship battle that's reaching a boiling point. The drama didn't stop there. Matty Grove looked poised to break his streak of misfortune, only to crash out of the lead in the feature. Still, he clawed his way back to finish third in a gritty recovery drive. Now the Futures grid heads to Oschersleben to kick off the Velocity Pixels Endurance Cup, where consistency and control matter just as much as speed. Longer races, higher stakes, and a championship is hanging in the balance. We get ready to go green in Germany, live next on ASN+. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Oschersleben layout letter B, a shorter variant of Germany's motorsport arena Oschersleben. Originally opened in 1997, the B layout trims the full circuit down to a tighter, more technical loop that emphasizes cornering precision and rhythm. With its narrow racing line, tricky chicanes, and heavy braking zones, this layout keeps the racing close and overtaking at a premium. While it may lack the length of its full counterpart, the Oschersleben B layout delivers intense wheel-to-wheel action every time. In NASA Rallycross, our Velocity Pixels Endurance Cup format is as follows. We are finishing open practice now, which leaves us in a 3-lap single-car qualifying session that splits the field equally into two 10-minute heat races with the qualifying order inverted. The top 5 receive bonus points with 5 to the winner, down to 1 for 5th. This sets the grid for our 30-minute feature race where the points are awarded, trophies are handed out, and everyone races. The second season of NASA Rallycross Futures continues tonight live on ASN+. With Stephen Moreau next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to the German Grand Prix. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. Also, the intro music for the NASA World Feed produced by Alex Sabetti. Mr. Stephen Moreau, you still have a track map graphic up. Not sure what's going on there, but the championship is getting interesting. We throw a spanner into the works with the Endurance Cup. We've got a different format. Everybody races. Pit stops potentially required tonight. It's been chaotic. This track's super fun to drive. How are you, and what are your thoughts?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited. This is my first endurance broadcasted, so I'm excited to see how this goes and all the battling that we might possibly get to see. And as for who's racing tonight, we got a long laundry list of names, and I'm excited to see everybody out on track put down the fastest times possible on this only asphalt track. So it should be exciting.
1.62 miles in length, 8 corners, according to iRacing. Super fun, and it's going to be super exciting. Standing starts, maybe pit stops required. Of course, no jokers. Of course, no jumps, unless you're Chris Lunan. He found basically a jump on the pit entry that, of course, you're not supposed to touch. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's take a look at the points. I know we don't have graphics for it, but I'll just let you guys know. The Drivers' Championship, Eric Kaplinger, 145, Klaus Kreutzer, 123, Raymond Rodriguez, 101, Eddie Boyles, 91, Jake Robichaux, 82. So there's the top 5 in that Drivers' Championship. Teams Championship has move over at speedy time, 60 points up on Slapex Racing. So it's getting good there. We are going to head to qualifying, and it's still a 8 minutes, 3 laps. And we'll hit, of course, programming notes. Is someone driving a motorcycle behind you? I think it just came up over the mic, but here we are. We're on ASN+. We're having a good time. And
no, my filters are on.
It's okay. Hopefully it didn't come through. It just makes me sound crazy. So a couple, I would say, pain points on this track as we look through the the cameras here. Let's find first car on track is Eric Kaplinger, our points leader. And this pit exit going to be tricky when we see it later on this evening because it seems super flowing. And then you've got that hard right corner. And of course, we run through the back straightaway here at Oschersleben down to, I want to say it's classified as turn 4, a tight hairpin left-hand corner, slightly cambered. You want to hold the car as far as you can to the left. Don't go far driver's right because you've got really quick this second switchback hairpin. And while we say, of course, every corner is important in NASA Rallycross on these tracks, this upcoming chicane, the final sector, fast flowing right, left, and then a double apex, really, right-hand corner. And we got 17 cars getting ready to duke it out here in Oschersleben in Germany. The first time that NASA Rallycross has been to Germany since 2019 in Munich. That's back on the NASCAR 2003 days. And Eric Kaplinger begins his qualifying lap. And he actually drove so slow. Chris Lunen's the first car to begin his run, Steven. So let's take a look at the 86 down to turn 1. Full commitment needed, varying lines, and into the corner in the 86.
That one.
Rounding turn number 2, exit, passing the pit exit, off of the corner. Use as much as the curb as you can. This is going to be tricky, as always, with qualifying sessions, Steven, because you cannot get an off-track 1X or a 0X. It'll invalidate your lap.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get off tracks on this because it's a road track. iRacing is going to be the incident system will be working as if though it's a road track and it's a road race. So if you go off track here, you're gonna get dinged really badly, and you will not want to lose those laps, especially for qualifying. So
as through the final couple of corners, past the start finish line for Chris Lunen. First lap 104.2. Lap times begin to roll in. Kaplinger goes to the top of the board. Matt Hugh goes to the top of the board. 103.1, 103.4. Klaus Kreutzer 102.8 for the 77. Raymond Rodriguez 103.8. Those guys were dueling back and forth in practice. Very chilly day here in Germany. 67 degrees, 71 degree track temp. And these times we'll expect in the Lights World Championship, probably the 1 minute ones, expecting Kieran Lifflander to probably break the 59-second bracket. I'm kind of joking, kind of not. We'll see that later on. And Klaus Kreutzer, we're riding on board with Chris Lunen right now. And Klaus has given up his second lap in qualifying. The furthest car up in qualifying is Lunen in the 86. So we stay on board with him on his second lap through this final couple of corners. Pit exit on the left. You don't want to go too far to the left. It will catch you with an off track if you go on the AstroTurf. Final corner, down the front straightaway and across the line for Lunen. What will he do on this lap? 1 minute 4.0. He goes to 7th quick in the 86. Wyatt Pearson's lap does not count. Jake Robichaux goes to 11th. Kaplinger goes to the 4th spot, clocking a faster lap. And Eric Dubois, the one car left, to not set a lap time. Matt Hugh in 3rd, Grove in 16th, DiGiacomo 14th, Krask in 10th. I think that's Jacob Krask's first start this season. I could be wrong there in the 659. Good to see him back if so. Eddie Boyles in the 12th position. Tyler Johns with that standout podium a couple weeks ago in Scotland. And Dan Carritto crosses the line. If we can pick up Kreutzer, we're on board. Look at that. In the 77. Fastest currently, beginning his final lap. I'm going to shut up for a few minutes. Let's ride on board and enjoy a lap here in Germany. Unless we've got some connection issues for Klaus. But he's back now. Let's see. Had me worried for a second.
We would not want that.
Steven, apparently we have no car audio. If we want to fix that. Thanks. Thanks,
yep.
Zach Goddard. I appreciate you.
Thank you
for letting us know. Let us know if it's too loud or too soft. We're figuring it out. And Klaus is clobbering these curves through the chicane. That's a ballsy move to do. I tried that in practice earlier in the week. Very hard. And you would think that it's not a good idea utilizing all of the racetrack on corner entry. Thanks, Zach, for pointing that out. We are all Gucci externally, Steven. And across the line goes Kreutzer in the 77. What will he clock? A 1 minute 3.1. He does not improve. He stays first quickest, though. And Kaplinger done with his run. Looks like everybody's done with their runs. And that's qualifying done and dusted. As Kreutzer, Hugh, Rodriguez, Corritto, Cartwright, Kaplinger, Pearson, Lunan, Johns, Krask, the top 10. And this field split into 2 heat races. You'll have 17 cars. We can take a look at those really quick. And points leader Kaplinger in 6th, all the way down to Dubois in 17th. Brian Sawyer broke the session, but also didn't. He's definitely not racing. Brian Sawyer, the defending lights world champion, certainly knowing what he's doing. But
that didn't work.
We will have 1 heat race of 8, 1 heat race of 9. And we remember the inverted grid. And of course, it's always crucial in the rallycross races, Steven, with the inverted grid. But you've got the Joker. You can kind of get by the slower guys. But here, you're going to get stuck in traffic.
Yeah, you don't want to get stuck in traffic. If you get stuck in traffic, it's not going to be a good time.
Let's focus. We've got Matty Grove pits.
Everybody's coming.
And tell you what, Wyatt Pearson's impersonating Ken Block. Let's watch him and take a look at some programming notes. How confident are you in your programming note reading? Do you want to do that?
I mean, I could read it if you want.
Go ahead. All yours.
Stick around for later tonight. After this broadcast, we'll be back with NASA Rallycross Lights World Championship, still here at Oschersleben for that Endurance Cup, and then tomorrow we'll have round 7 Oschersleben of contenders. So that'll be awesome at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then the day after that, on Thursday, we'll have Torque Sports Car Series go to Spa. We should have a good time there in France. That will be at 8:40 p.m. Eastern time. And then we'll come back to Oschersleben for the last endurance, which will be the NASA Rallycross World Championship Supers at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then we'll be back for week 6 of iRacing Rallycross Strength of Field streams at 8:15 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. And then that'll start the next week of Crandon Short for everything. So
as the first round, you did exquisitely. That's all we need to do. But I keep them up because I have to go over a few other things. Just a reminder, it's obviously myself and Stephen Moreau for commentary here. Josh Darnell, Stephen Moreau for lights. Brian Sawyer, Justin Robichaux for contenders. Brian Sawyer, myself, Josh Mertz for Torque Sports Car. And then Brian and myself for the Rallycross World Championship and the Strength of Field races. Brian, Stephen, and Josh Darnell. Let's take a look at our grid for Heat 1 as we are gridding already. Dubois, DeGiacomo, Hartunian, Robichaux, Johns, Pearson, Cartwright, Rodriguez, and Kreutzer. For this first heat race, and you do not have to pit. So this is a 10-minute sprint to see who can get a better grid spot because there's no semifinals and everybody transfers. So, Steven, you have to make sure that you ace this heat race to get a better grid spot.
Oh, 100%. If you don't ace this, you're not getting a good grid spot. Especially
you get ready for Heat 1 for futures in Germany.
Green flag.
Green flag. Off
Great
the line.
Start.
Even start, kind of, between Dubois, DeGiacomo, Hartuni on the outside, Robichaux looking into the middle, down to turn number 1, long run to the first corner, deep on the brakes is Robichaux, takes the spot, DeGiacomo lets him go. Here goes Johns. Side by side with DeGiacomo off the road is Dubois. To the lead goes Robichaux. Hartunian passes him. Then it's Johns. Dubois gets passed by Kreutzer. DeGiacomo, Pearson, Rodriguez, and Cartwright down to turn number 3. Tricky corner, using the camber to get the car to rotate over to turn number 4, the switchback hairpin. Tyler Johns looking. Hartunian looking on Robichaux onto the back straightaway and into the chicane, for the first time here on lap number 1. Tricky corner to get right when you're by yourself, but especially these futures guys, you might think you can pass somewhere. You cannot pass there. Kreutzer looking drivers left on Johns. Johns comes across. Side by side, Pearson with Dubois in the back of the field. Dubois hits the curb, gets passed by Pearson. Rodriguez stuck in the back of the field. And Steven, at the end of the first lap, it has already been chaos with Jake Robichaux leading.
It is intense already for just a heat race. We weren't expecting there to be a lot of battling because this is a road track and this is purely asphalt. So this is only gonna help the road drivers get really good places. As we can see, Jake's right now, he's
Johns into the back of Hartunian in the hairpin. And the man from Alabama makes contact with the man from Indiana. Here comes Kreutzer from Illinois. We're 3 wide into turn 4. Hartunian defending for all he's worth in the second spot. Lights up the rear tires. Gets turned by Johns in front of the field into his teammate Pearson. And gentlemen, you're not supposed to hit your teammate, as both of them in the back of the field. As Raymond Rodriguez trying to find a way around Dubois, passes him, put Rodriguez to 4th. And it's tough. I talked to Ryan Hartunian earlier on. We were hanging out, and he said, you know, I'm super excited for this race, but he's an oval guy, and he's new to Rallycross, and that lack of experience shows there, Steven.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when you get something like that, but it is what it is. It's what practice is for. And
right on the outside of Dubois. Dubois let him through. Sorry about that. Thought it was going to be a crazy pass into turn 1.
Oh no, you're good.
But it's all about. I told Ryan earlier today, and I'll say it publicly to all the drivers here that watch back, or if you're watching live and you're not on track, it is all about track time, no matter the car, but especially with these Rallycross cars. It doesn't matter the track you're racing, right? Figure out the car first. Drive the rookie races. Drive the D-class races. Dubois mowing the lawn again in the 000. Not sure what's going on there, but drive the car, learn the car. The tracks don't matter once you figure out how to drive. But I'll tell you what, Jake Robichaux and Klaus Kreutzer, Steven, they're nowhere close to being done. We have under 7 minutes. We're only 3 laps in, and Jake Robichaux and Kreutzer are battling like it's for the World Championship. We also have in the 3rd spot Johns and Rodriguez.
Kreutzer
to the inside. Battle for the lead. Kreutzer to the lead in the 77. Now slipstreaming down the front straightaway. Will Rodriguez make a move on Tyler Johns to turn number 1? Tricky, because depending on how brave you are, he makes a move, thinks better of it. And you can kind of just tap the brakes into turn 1 and really slam them down for turn 2 here. But this is a long, winding corner on exit. And now we've got Kreutzer leading Robichaux, leading Johns, Rodriguez, Cartwright, DeGiacomo, Pearson, Dubois, and Hartunian. Battle for 3rd heating up. Battle for 2nd, really. But also, they're really not getting away, allowing Klaus Kreutzer to get away from them. Top 4, really close.
It is intense battling for what, a heat race. Like I was saying earlier.
Side Rodriguez and Johns. Go ahead, sorry. They're making me too excited.
It's all good. I was just going to continue what I was saying earlier. It was about how this track will, because it's pure asphalt and we got like 10 minutes to race on it, this is going to cater to the people who have experience on road racing. Because on road tracks, to be fast, you need to be able to ride the line of grip. And if you can't ride the edge of that grip, you're not fast. And as we can see with clear evidence here, Jake and Jake and Klaus, sorry, I can't speak, have road experience, because you can see them riding the edge of the grip of finding the part where it's, if they go too far,
limit of adhesion.
The car
Yes.
will lose it. Yes.
The limit of adhesion. It's okay. You know what I say? I say it all the time. Words are hard. It's immensely hard to talk and pay attention to this action. Tyler Johns goes off the road in the 199. And if you're new to NASA Rallycross and you're tuning in on ASN Plus or you're on ASN On Demand, you're wondering, Josh, why the hell are we racing Rallycross cars on a road track? I will not do a super long old man tangent. I just want to tell you that these, as Raymond Rodriguez looks to the inside, no move done. Maybe scaring Johns looking outside. I'll finish my point in a moment. as Raymond was 0.3 faster than Johns the last time around. And you're wondering, why are we doing this? NASA Rallycross has done these endurance tracks since the inception in 2012. Johns was pointed towards the inside trying to make a move on Robichaux, and we started doing these full dirt road courses. Way back in the day, Johns looks to the inside. Robichaux throttles up, starts to lose it. Side by side into the chicane. I apologize, cut you off there. Johns looks, the man from Alabama takes the second spot. Stick. Is it going to be a 2-for-1 special in the worst of ways for Robichaux? It's not Rodriguez, but here comes Cartwright in the 55. I'm trying to get my point across, and these gentlemen are not allowing me to, but we've raced these longer, whether they're full dirt road courses or we started the full asphalt tracks back in 2018 B, when Rallycross iRacing didn't have all the Rallycross layouts, and we stayed true to the 10 weeks a season. We did a couple road courses, and it proved to be interesting. Rodriguez looked to the inside. Robichaux defends into turn number 1.
Good defense from Robichaux.
Absolutely, gave him room, let him know that he could have gone further left. And to finish my point, these asphalt road course races, they pay homage to the Stage Rally. Stage Rally has those all tarmac rallies where you have to focus on the stages. You have to focus on not melting your tires. Robichaux deep into turn 4, still holding the spot. Interesting line for the elder Robichaux. He's got a huge run catching to Tyler Johns. Really good.
It seemed really unconventional. That was a beautiful line, and it gave him
He's got much better run than Tyler Johns. We've got 3 cars battling for second.
Draft him
Rodriguez looking. Did he bump him into the penultimate corner? Robichaux looks to the inside. Beautiful racing here in Oschersleben. Thank you, Brian Sawyer, for writing this schedule. This is awesome to see in NASA Rallycross Futures. And one of the pioneers that joined us back then, Jacob Krause, hanging out in the ASM Plus chat. Hello, my friend. Rodriguez looks. Drivers left on Robichaux. Are we going to have a 3 wide into turn 1? No. I'll tell you what, Steven, who loves this battle? It's Klaus Kreutzer, because here comes Jeff Cartwright battling for, they're all battling for second. Kreutzer's 3 3/4 seconds up on these 4. Beautiful racing. And the Endurance Cup has remained a staple since that inaugural season in July of 2012. Robichaux deep. Here comes Rodriguez. Here comes Cartwright. Cartwright nudges Rodriguez out of the way, put the 55 up 1 spot.
This is intense.
I'm going to have a fun time in about an hour or so driving this car with the best in the world.
Oh my
Speaking of, Klaus Kreutzer has about a 4-second lead, and we're coming to, I think it's going to be 2 laps to go this time. Sim is estimating 10 laps, so we'll see what Barney does. DeGiacomo and Pearson battling for 6th, but we're going to stay focused on this battle for 2nd through 5th at the head of the field.
We got a heli. Oh yeah, here we go.
From high above, we take a look at the crocodile, as Martin Brundle would say, through turn 2, exiting and down to turn number 3. Johns leads Robichaux, leads Cartwright, leads Rodriguez. Robichaux looks again. And I think I might have mentioned earlier on, but something that we might see in these cars, Robichaux to the inside, we might see in these cars, and we definitely will see in the Contenders and the World Championship later this week. With it being all asphalt, you're going to burn through these Yokohama tires. It's not going to be a fun time. So in the feature, Johns hits the curve. Robichaux takes the spot. Johns loses 2. Johns loses 3. Put him from 2nd to 5th. Robichaux slides it, saves it. Cartwright looks. Cartwright moves. Robichaux, they touch. And around the 69 goes.
I don't think
Johns crashes in to the 129. Cartwright goes from 5th to 2nd as we take the white flag.
Oh, there goes our battle for 2nd place for their 4-car battle there.
It was bound to happen. I mean, no disrespect to all of our drivers, but when you guys are driving that fierce, I would not discourage you. That was incredible. That was bound to happen.
Beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
Something was bound to happen. Absolutely.
That was amazing racing, but that was just unfortunate to see. Now the pack is kind of broken up now.
Brian Sawyer's on chat. Some people need to learn what a blocking is and why you can't do it. Maybe that was in relation to that. I didn't catch when that message was typed. But either way, Klaus is gone, but we got a battle for 2nd, and this will be for the 3rd starting spot for the German Grand Prix. And Jeff Cartwright, I've talked my praises of most of this field, and Jeff Cartwright is one of them as well. Runs it wide in the 55. Here comes Rodriguez. Rodriguez tried to make the run to the penultimate corner. Klaus Kreutzer will win the first heat race of the German Grand Prix for Futures. Off the final corner, I think it will be Jeff Cartwright in the 55 coming home in second, followed by Rodriguez. De Giacomo holds off Johns. Pearson. Robichaux has crashed again in the 69. He backs up in front of Eric Dubois. Dubois gets by him. And then it'll be Ryan Hartunian in the 9th spot. Let's take a breath. That was good stuff. Klaus came from last to win that heat race.
That was amazing. The battling when I'm lost for words, man.
Words don't exist right now, do they? That was impressive.
That was some good stuff.
So, our second heat race of the evening will be Matty Grove, Darren Canfield, Eddie Boyles, Krask, Lunin, Kaplinger, Carrito, and Matt Hugh for our second heat race here in Oschersleben. Another 10-minute race. Are we going to see some chaos?
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag. Off the line, Eddie Boyles got a great jump compared to Canfield, Lunin, Kaplinger, Carrito, Krask, and Hugh. Down to turn number 1. Eddie Boyles has a great run. Matty Groves got it back out into turn 1. Rounding turn 2 now, side by side. It's Hugh with that Carrito and Lunin as Grove leads us onto the straightaway for the first time. Down to turn number 3. Grove leads Boyles. This first lap always so frantic. Canfield gets a nudge by points leader Kaplinger. Move him out of the way in the 23 to the 277. Here comes Dan Carrito as well in the 320.
A little accident in the backpack there.
As Jacob Krask in the 659. We had Lunin and Hugh come together in turn 3. Lunin came across, it looked like, when Hugh was there, and they touch.
Yeah. It should be... I'm pretty sure everyone's got their crew chief on, right?
I would hope so. As there's no issue like the Charlotte Rallycross track where we've got some parts of the track that are called incorrectly. You kind of know where you're going and what you're doing, and your spotter will call it accordingly. At the end of the first lap, Matty Grove, former Contender Series champion, leads. Riley, Lane, Shelby, Kids, and Mama Bear, making sure they're watching. Leading the race is Matty.
4 car, well, almost
Boyles off the road.
5 car.
Here comes Kaplinger.
Second.
Kaplinger looking drivers right. Boyles locked up the rear brakes. Kaplinger trying to use the banking. Surges mid-corner. Over under in the 277. Down to turn number 4. Nothing doing. Boyles trying to find a way around a Matty Grove.
Almost forgot about the timing tower.
I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Through the chicane. Grove leads Boyles. Leads Kaplinger. Leads Carrito. Off the road went Boyles for the moment. Kaplinger looks into the penultimate corner, clips the curb, nothing doing. Final corner. Kaplinger now trying to pull equal. And we'll see if the slipstream really matters. And of course, we always talk about that. Does slipstream really matter in the rally cars? But they're hitting, I'd say, probably a $130. Let's look on timing and scoring. It's about 130 going into turn number 1. So in the slipstream, it will definitely matter. Dan Carrito trying to find a way around. We still look from high above. We've got, in the back of the field, Hugh, Canfield, Krask, and Lunin as these guys battling for the second spot. And this might be the same scenario like we had the first heat race, there, because we had Ryan Hartunian in second spot, accordion the field together. Then he had an issue. It happened the same with Eddie Boyles here, Steven.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a repeat of Heat 1, and I'm honestly excited. Especially because that turn right into the 90 degree, the big 90, that turn, that lead up to it, it bunches up the pack a lot. So like for an example, like these first 4 cars here, when they come down this turn right now, come down this straightaway, they're going to bunch up really badly. Which should help, give us some great battling to watch right here. This is where they kind of bunch up right here, as you see.
Cap was up by half a second last time around. as they accordion together and fan back out down the straightaway to turn number 3. Eric Kaplinger looks to the inside on former contenders champion Matty Grove. Grove holds the high side hustle, as Kieran Lifflander would say. No move done for the 277, but he tries the over-under on the 472. Kaplinger has a win in the Lights World Championship in an endurance race. It was in Wild Horse back in 2023, and of course that's a full dirt track, so it kind of doesn't apply, but it also does. You don't have to worry about the Joker. You just have to worry about driving the track, as it rubbers in slightly, but it's not like the Rallycross tracks that become asphalt after a certain amount of time. Final corner to end lap number 4. Kaplinger had a better run off the corner. We'll take a look at lap times. Boyles, Corritto, Hugh trying to sneak in as well. Canfield, Krask, Lunan. That running order has not changed. Kaplinger in the slipstream. Huge surge to the driver's left down to the first corner. He was 4/10 up, looking driver's left. Grove will have the run. Here comes Eddie Boyles as well. Here comes Corritto. We've got 4 cars.
Oh my God.
The lead. This is a brawl. Lead in Heat 2. Grove road. Kaplinger looks driver's left. We're 3 wide. Boyles has nowhere to go. Here comes Corritto. Grove not giving it up. Trying to take the run off the corner. Corritto might use him up. They don't touch. Down to turn number 4. Grove late on the brakes. Corritto gets held up, and Matt Hughes in this equation as well. This is awesome.
Oh my God,
in heat number 2, side by side, Corritto and Boyles.
P1 right now.
Wow. Through the chicane, Corritto trying to take the spot. Hugh as well, sneaking in, but points leader, Kaplinger out and away as it's finally seemed to calm down, Steven.
Just a little bit. Not too much, but it's calmed down a little. It looks like here, this is going to be a 3-car
Hugh
battle.
Looks drivers left, 3-car battle for third. The cork in the bottle has been removed. And now Boyles slides it, and that's so easy to do. Hits the brakes, and around he goes.
Well, that's all she wrote for that battle.
I just got a DM from Brian Sawyer. He said, do I pick A-plus road courses or not, or no? I say, absolutely, Brian, if you're watching this right now. This is incredible stuff for Rallycross Futures. This is incredible. This is great racing for the German Grand Prix, and we are only through half of this second heat race.
I would like to say a little inside baseball here. Matt Hugh, he is a road driver, so we should be able to see him pull out some pace on this track and get back up to Dan Corritto for a podium. So this will be his first podium.
We've got a long way to go, of course, still through the feature, but this is another reason why we have these endurance tracks in the modern era. We have a road course. We have a truck track. It is to allow the guys that join us for the Rallycross stuff, and they might not be as quick as your Kieran Lifflanders, your Evan McFarlane, as your Josh Mertz's, for example, your Brian Sawyers, but they're good on road courses. They're good on the all-dirt truck tracks, and it gives them a chance to have that moment at the front of the field and to have this chaotic racing. And it's super fun. So let's get a reset. Coming to 3 laps to go. Kaplinger leads Matty Grove, leads Corritto, Matt Hugh, Darren Canfield, Eddie Boyles, Jacob Krask, and Chris Lunan. As we ride on board the 53 of Matt Hugh. Through the chicane on the back stretch to the penultimate corner. We're going to be seeing some awesome racing, especially when the pit stops begin to unravel. Unsure if the Beetle Light will have to pit for fuel. It is an unsure what's going to be happening with the tire strategy. But like we mentioned, you're going to be burning through these tires, so it's a matter of lifting and coasting. It's a matter of not burning through your stuff. Through turn 1. Let's get an update on lap times really quick. 1:0 for Kaplinger. 1:4.0. 1:4.1 for Grove. 1:3.8 for Corritto. 1:3.9 for Hugh. So Corritto, fastest man of the top 4, and we see Dan Corritto has been driving. Let's pull off this onboard camera. Let's take a look from high above. We look at Dan Corritto, right? He races in the Torque Sports Car Series on Thursdays, covered by ASN. He knows his way around. Matty Grove, for example, no disrespect. I love you, brother, when you watch this back, but Matty Grove, arena cross rider in the real world, super huge fan of Rallycross. I don't want to out you, but I'm going to. Had a chat with him. He said, I have ran 0 laps as official practice started. That just shows you the difference of the practice levels of these guys. And Matty Grove looking really good in the second spot as we take 2 to go. All right. Corretto, 1 minute 3.8, 1 minute 4.4 for Grove, 1 minute 3.7 for Cap. And there's one guy in the futures that you don't want to let go, Steven. And that's Eric Kaplinger. He gets clear track. He's going to be out and away. And I am so excited in a few minutes' time when we're going to see Klaus and Eric duel for the race win. Those two have been the class of the field this season.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially with the pace times that they're putting down. Right now, Eric has got a 103.7. And I think, if I remember correctly, Klaus did a 103.6, maybe? So it'll be a really intense battle between those two.
103.9 was Klaus's fastest lap in that first heat race. So if we reference that, Cap's got him by a couple tenths, but it's ebbing and flowing as we take the white flag because Kaplinger just ran a 1 minute 4.0. Corretto looking driver's left. He's way too far back to make a move into turn 1 unless Matty over rotates. Like I mentioned with Eddie Spun a little bit ago, it's easy to dab the brakes and try and carry a pinch more speed into turn 1. But these tires, they will cry for mercy and you will loop it into the runoff of turns 1 and 2. Rounding the hairpin of 3, Corretto uses the banking to his advantage. Grove clipped the curb down to turn 4. That compromises Grove's run. Corretto might have a move here into the final couple of corners, Steven.
I'm excited to see where this is going, honestly. Especially between these two. Corretto and Matty are battling really hard, and Corretto's got the pace from what I can tell, even from his just from his previous lap. Not his fastest lap, but his previous lap was a 104.1. So he's got the pace over Matt, but Matt is just putting down a great defense. Sorry.
You're all good. I got so distracted with how many laps they were running. Kaplinger wins. Grove second. Corretto. It's all good. Matt Hugh, Canfield, Boyles, Krask, and Lunan. What a race so far.
That was indeed a race.
Our grid is set. We're going to let these guys warm up around everybody else, and we're going to unleash the 17 Rallycross Futures stars for the German Grand Prix after the break. Stick around.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two and Terminal. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clogging the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Over in the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Rally's going to hold the spot. We welcome you back to round 17 of the championship overall and round 7 of the second season in NASA Rallycross Futures here at Oschersleben in Germany. With Stephen Moreau in the production truck and also next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz, live on ASN Plus. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you so much to Andrew Cardinale IV for all of your camera support. Also, the intro music for the NASA World feed produced by Alex Abedi. And if you like what you see tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. And ring the bell to be notified of our live streams weekly, along with our short-form video content. If you'd like your content broadcasted by ASN, or if you'd like to join the team, you can contact us at asntvusa.com. And if you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone at nasasimracing.com. I would show you a list of former winners of the German Grand Prix, but because we've never raced here, none of it applies. There's plenty of Pioneer era winners, but of course, like I said, it does not matter. So who will write their name in the history books as the first winner of the modern era German Grand Prix? And it's going to be hard to bet against either Eric Kapling or Klaus Kreutzer, but we got a new variable, Mr. Stephen Moreau. Matty Grove came over the scanner during our warm-up commercial break, and he said, good call for no track resets with the dirt on the track. We notice as they hit the sand, they hit the dirt, it's going to kick these things up. And you would think, Stephen, but rally cars drive on dirt, right? Well, you're on all asphalt. You get one pebble on those tires, it's not a good time.
No, you want those tires to be clean for the asphalt, because if they're not clean for the asphalt, it's going to be a bad time. You know?
We're going to see some fireworks for sure. We don't have to bring up programming notes. We'll bring that up really quickly. Actually, we'll do it now because I'm going to have to do a quick exit to jump in the car. So I'll handle these really quick. It's not featured, but stick around. We'll transition from ASN Plus to ASN Live for round 7 of the NASA Rallycross Lights World Championship. Josh Darnell's going to replace me. I'm going to jump in the car here at Oschersleben. It's going to be immediately following this race, so we really don't have post-race shows for this yet. We have NASA Rallycross Contenders also from here in Germany. That's tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll have Justin Robichaux, Brian Sawyer for that. We're going to get a palate cleanser in terms of Rallycross with the Torque Sports Car Series. That's on Thursday, the 17th, 8:40 p.m. Eastern Time. That has been a fun time for the Torque Sports Car Series. You'll have Brian and myself for that one. And then the first round of the Velocity Pixels Endurance Cup for the NASA Rallycross World Championship will be here at Oschersleben in Germany. That's Saturday the 19th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And don't forget, for the the iRacing, practically NASA at this point, Rallycross Strength of Field races, that's going to be at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We didn't have one yesterday because Brian Sawyer's being a good boy and having a party old time, and we didn't have one, but we'll be back here on ASN Plus next Sunday night at Crandon to conclude the Endurance Cup on the all-dirt side of this little mini championship. And that one's going to be good as well. And we have damage on for these. And of course, we have to turn damage off for that. And I bring that up because I talk about this being a wild card. And we can take those down now. We talk about this being a wild card, right? And with the asphalt being different. When we get to next week, damage will be off, but the way it works is it heals, right? So you land off of one of those giant jumps and break the right front, you're going to have a broken right front for a few seconds before the sim says, oh crap, I should fix my car. So it's going to be interesting, but we still got to get through tonight. Big variable for tonight. Obviously, we talked about the gravel on the track, Steven, but these guys now have to pit. And they don't know where their pit boxes are. So I'm hoping that these guys have practiced where the pit entry, practiced the pit exit, and also practiced the pit stop in itself. Yes. Yeah. Jeff Cartwright doing that exact thing right now.
And I believe, if little inside baseball, if I heard from one of the drivers correctly, because the way we have this set up, the pit limiter cannot be binded.
No, these cars don't have a limiter. No. So you have to be very careful with your right foot, for sure. It's I was ghost driving in the futures practice because I needed practice on the team setup that I was given, and I passed somebody and they were on the chip, full revs in first gear, and I said, that's not the way through this. You're gonna have to run second gear and be very calm on that right foot. So oh boy, let's take a breath because warm-up is about to end. In warm-up, if I can reset it, Matt Hugh, 1 minute 3.3. No time for Kaplinger. Kreutzer was P3. Oh boy. All right. We've got 17 cars, ladies and gentlemen. The last time we did this was 2023A in Lime Rock, and that was arguably the best version of this Endurance Cup format. So 17 cars, 30 minutes, according to iRacing. Thank you, Brian. It's a nice 69 laps. Let's take a look at our grid for the German Grand Prix. On pole position, Klaus Kreutzer. Alongside him, the championship leader with the orange plate, Eric Kaplinger. Then it's Cartwright and Grove, Rodriguez Carrito, DeGiacomo Hugh, Johns Canfield, the top 10, Pearson, Boyles, Dubois, Krask, Robichaux, Lunin, and Ryan Hartunian, 17th, and shotgun on the field. 17 cars, 30 minutes, probably a pit stop. So many variables involved in this race. Really quick. Yes, sir.
Matt Hugh and Ed Boyles are on a team. Ed Boyles is on Saints and Sinner, and Matt Hughes on Team Watson Racing.
All righty. That's going to be crucial to see potentially. No worries. Potentially team orders, maybe not. We got a couple of seconds waiting for Tyler Johns. He grids. Thanks for joining us on ASN Plus as we get ready to go green in Germany.
Green.
Green flag for the Endurance Cup. Off the line. Even start for the most part between Kreutzer and Kaplinger. Then Kreutzer pulls, and we've got 3 wide for third between Cartwright, Rodriguez, and Grove down to the first corner. Carrito sneaks into there as well. 3 wide in the back. Pearson, Krask, 1 car off. It's Dubois. Rounding turn number 2. Drivers getting positions all throughout the field. Single file for the first 5. Then it's Carrito and Grove. Down to turn number 3. Carrito on the outside. Grove locks it up using the banking. Hugh, Johns, DeGiacomo, Boyles, Pearson, back to the switchback for the second hairpin. Carrito looks to the inside on Grove. Grove closes the door. 1 car slides it. DeGiacomo saves it. Pearson off the road, nearly into Krask, through the chicane for the first time. Single file up to, I'd call it 10th position as we exit the chicane. Single file through the field. Lunin, great run, trying to pass Pearson as we head into the final corner to end the first lap here in Germany And it's Klaus Kreutzer out and away, already slipstreaming in front of the two move over at Speedy Time cars. It's Kaplinger and Rodriguez second and third. Cartwright fourth. Grove battling with Carrito. Down to the first corner. Rodriguez looked on his teammate. No dice. Carrito looks on Grove side by side. Here comes Hugh in the 53. We look from high above. Hugh gives him a nudge. Pearson passes Krask in the back of the field. And now Carrito passes Grove, exiting turn 2. Into turn 3. Rodriguez, Cartwright. We'll try and pull better cameras, but the blimp's going to give us a view of the whole field. And we've got 4 cars under a blanket at the top of this field. Kreutzer, Kaplinger, Rodriguez. And now the strategy begins to unravel. You want to get all the positions you can. You want to push like hell. Rodriguez clips the curb, but you also want to factor in maybe saving some tires, maybe saving some fuel. If you can get away with a shorter pit stop, the regulations state you have to go down pit lane. The car has to get jacked up off the ground. It could be 1 tire. It could be 2. It could be all 4. Who knows? We're going to see some strategy. Yes. Yes. And it pays homage to way back in the day to the Round of Croft in the United Kingdom. We used to force a pit stop there for originality's sake. Carrito runs it deep in turn 1. Off the road goes the man from New York, and here comes Grove from Pennsylvania, taking the spot, closes the door. Carrito got a run. Here comes Hugh in the 53. Carrito, late move to driver's left, and Hugh sneaks to the outside, side by side. Into turn number 3. Hugh can't make it stick. Dubois passes Hartunian in the back of the field. Into the hairpin again.
Looking to pass Tyler Johns here on the outside.
Side by side, the 38 and the 199. What a pass from Johns as those two battled for a podium spot a couple weeks ago in Scotland. Eddie Boyles and Tyler Johns have had podiums this season. Eddie Boyles, 2 podiums so far this season. Deep in the field in 9th tonight in Germany. Cartwright off the road in the front of the field. I can't take my eyes off of any of this, and luckily we've got so many cars close. Boyles looking now. Driver's left. Has to be forced off the track. That's legal. That's track limits. They touch down the straightaway. And boy, Johns is not happy with Boyles down the front straightaway as we touch into turn 1.
He's going to touch again. Oh my God, he just rode him.
Over. No pun intended.
And Tyler Johns, what is his rejoin?
Eddie Boyles.
What was that rejoin from Tyler Johns there? He just drove across the track and into the corner and hoped that he didn't kill anybody.
As he got away with it. No contact, I don't think, and maybe he had to serve a black flag, but luckily he did not come together with anybody. And unbelievably, there's no black flag for Tyler Johns. Not sure what's happening there. It was a little bit aggressive, to be honest. Let's take a look up front. We've got Kreutzer hanging on for dear life in front of Eric Kaplinger.
And
that last
Raymond
time around,
Rodriguez.
Cap was up by a 10th. Rodriguez matched Cap. They were equal on lap time. Kreutzer in third. Is Kaplinger letting Rodriguez through?
I think
that might
Rodriguez
be a team order.
Is a little bit faster.
That's
so
a good idea. Try let him go. And see
I
if
think
you can
what's
catch
going to
him.
happen here is he's going to use Rodriguez as slipstream so that he can get the slingshot past Kreutzer.
I love NASA Rallycross. We banned team orders 10 years ago because I was blatantly manipulating races. Sorry. Up in the back of the field, Krask and Robichaux have crashed into turn number 1. What a move was that from Jake Robichaux? I'm taking a look off monitor. I know you probably can't pull it up, but Robichaux came from a mile away, crashed into Krask, massive contact.
Oh my God! I just pulled that up. Yeah. Oh my.
Let's head back up front. Live pictures. Another view at it. So we've lost Eric Dubois, Krask in the back, Hartunian to 15th, and Robichaux somehow in 12th after crashing like that. But back to that original talking point, Stephen. We banned team orders 10 years ago because myself and Cody Erdman, we had a fun time manipulating races. We banned it for a while. It's great to see back.
Oh my God. The lighting, the timing towers, everybody just moved up a position. Cartwright just died.
He blinked out. He's gone. If he's not back, he's definitely going to fall out of the session. Krask pits from the 659. Hugh and Grove battling for 5th. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if you can pull it up or if you can see it. We might be too far zoomed out. But turn 2 is a gravel pit. Because of all that gravel that Tyler Johns has picked up and kicked out onto the racing surface, that's going to be tricky. All right.
Too zoomed out to see the gravel on the track.
It's totally okay. I'll tell you what.
Get a better LE view.
let
we can't see
us... Let's go up front between Kreutzer and Rodriguez. And you were right. I think Rodriguez is quicker. Kaplinger's the points leader. He just has to keep Kreutzer in his sights. Jeff Cartwright has fallen from the session. The tires are beginning to melt, I think. These guys pushing super hard. We're nearly almost 7 minutes into the session, and Kreutzer leads. Last time around, 1 minute 4.4 to a 1 minute 4.5 to a 1 minute 4.7, down to turn number 1, turn number 2. If we stay zoomed in far enough, we can notice the gravel. Look at the gravel in turn 2. Here comes Rodriguez, the Puerto Rican, behind Kreutzer from Illinois. Off of turn 2. Down the first straightaway here to turn number 3, the banked hairpin. Kreutzer trying to utilize the grass to get the car to turn, both of them pushing wide. Rodriguez had a little bit earlier apex than Kreutzer, down to turn 4. Varying lines we've seen all evening long. Robichaux had a much later apex in this corner. Tire marks left on the asphalt.
I was just going to say that I love that because there's no track resets. We get to see the tire
Rodriguez
marks.
got the car to rotate, Steven, through the chicane. The car bit in the first portion of that, and he has cut the gap in half. Putting pressure on Kreutzer.
In that last 3 turns there, it looks like there might be some dirt on the track, and that might be why Rodriguez bit that just like that a little bit, because those last 3 turns there's some, I think
Rodriguez slipstreaming,
some dirt up.
Gaining, looking drivers right, pulling a Fernando Alonso into turn number 1. No move done. That's going to spook Kreutzer, because if you expect a guy to pull to your inside, not to the outside, but you want to have that run on the outside. If you can hold him side by side to turn 1, it's your corner to turn 2. You'll have the position on corner exits. So let us get a reset here with the first third of this race. Klaus Kreutzer leads. Raymond Rodriguez second. Kaplinger, Carrito, Hugh, Grove, Johns, Canfield, Pearson in the back, battling. What a move from the man from Montana, moving the Briton out of the way. Canfield down to 9th. DeGiacomo 10th. Lunan, Robichaux, Boyles, Hartunian, and Krask. And where's Jacob Krask? Krask, blue flag for the 659. He's going to have to let these guys by.
Eric.
He lets Kaplinger by. Rodriguez not letting Kreutzer get away. Let's jump away from this helicopter shot. I know they're a little bit rough, but let's try and find something. We look at Krask. Krask now off the lead lap, and this is not great for Krask. He is allowed to race to get his lap back, but he's battling the points leader who's in 3rd. And once you get lapped by the race leader, it's unfortunately, you got to get out of the way and stop racing. Hate to say it that way, but we had that issue for Krask. Taken out of his own doing. Sideways is Kaplinger, saves it in the 277. As he's trying to hunt down his teammate and Kreutzer for the lead. Carrito and Hugh 4th and 5th. Grove, Johns, Pearson, Canfield, DeGiacomo, Lunan, Robichaux, Boyles, Hartunian, and Krask. 15 cars left out of the 17 that we had to start this race.
Great spots for Matt Hugh as well. Again, as the rookie to the series, he's doing rather well.
Tell you what, let's ride on board Raymond Rodriguez and enjoy a lap in traffic here in Germany.
While we do that, I'm going to go use the bathroom. If you don't mind.
You totally came through externally. Oh well, we're figuring it out. So, we got some developments, and I have no camera controls. Steven had to step away as nature called. Raymond Rodriguez pits. Robichaux and Boyles are dueling like it's for the World Championship. Oh, and Robichaux's angry at Eddie Boyles. And Rodriguez pits. Who else pits? We've got Matt Hugh pitting. He's got right front damage on that 53. Oh, he's going to get a penalty for sure. He was flying down pit road. at 65 miles an hour. Yeah, that's going to ruin the 53's race. Because I hope that he heard in the driver's meeting that you are supposed to respect the pit lane speed. The jack has gone up, and he will get a black flag. So whatever penalty that is, I think it might be a drive-through. And if he doesn't serve that, it is a DQ, I think. I could be fabricating that. Artunian pits in the back of the field. So we stay on board with Raymond Rodriguez. I can take us radio style if we need be at the front of the field. Matt Hughes been black flagged for that speeding penalty. And Raymond Rodriguez now, the car went up on the jack. Not sure what he's done, but now it's going to be a focus on Klaus Kreutzer. Will Kreutzer respond immediately? No, Kreutzer's going to do the overcut if he's got the pace. So we still have 18 minutes left of this race. Robichaux pits in the 69. Artunian exits, and Matt Hugh somehow his black flag's been cleared. Not sure what's happening there. So I'll just have to figure it out and see. But Robichaux pits. Kreutzer's heading into turn 4. Steven, are you back yet? Nope, he's not back yet, so I still have to take us radio style, so apologies. Hello, sir. You came... You are all good. Nature called. We're on ASN Plus. This is pay-per-view. Everybody knows we're just hanging out. So
there was some water. I could
some developments while you were gone. Rodriguez has pitted, and Kreutzer pits. Points leader pits, or sorry, race leader pits. Matt Hugh sped on pit lane and somehow got away with not getting penalized, I think. I'm not sure what is happening there. Kreutzer's pitting.
Looks like his black flag was cleared.
And not ideal. Kaplinger pits, Corritto pits, John stays out. So Hugh in 14th. If I can figure out what exactly happened to... Nope.
Oh, Jake just got a black flag as well.
And Robichaux black flagged in the 69. Let's see what happened to him.
Bad
crossed the pit exit line, I think. Yep.
Yeah,
he crossed the pit exit line.
Didn't wait.
Did not respect the pit exit line, and that is all she wrote for the 69. We've got a massive amount of cars pitting. Kreutzer, where is Rodriguez? Where is Rodriguez in this scenario? He is heading down the front straightaway. Everybody else is pitting. I think Rodriguez might get this. They're going to converge. Let's take a look from high above. Battle for the lead on the pit exit. Touch. We're side for the race lead. Way through in Germany. Wow. Rodriguez now. His tires are warmed up. Kreutzer not so much. And Rodriguez is there.
Kreutzer makes that stick and gets right in front of Rodriguez.
As Robichaux has to serve his penalty. This leaves Kreutzer in the lead. Robichaux has cleared his black flag. I think, no, he is not. I apologize for that. And Tyler Johns has been black flagged as well in the 199, I believe. He's disconnected. Okay, we've lost the 199. Not sure what's happening there. So, attrition coming to the fore, and it's not incidents, Steven.
Joseph DiGiacomo just crashed and got a black flag.
And Matty Grove has fallen out of the session as well. The 472's luck has gone from bad to worse, and everybody's dropping like flies as DiGiacomo got a penalty. It was a pit exit line violation. And the worst thing is DiGiacomo caught it.
Oh, here's the crash here, I think. Oh, no, never mind.
We're taking
all right. Never mind.
It was a violation of you're all good. So let's get a reset with halfway. We're only halfway in, ladies and gentlemen. And Raymond Rodriguez is all over the rear wing of Klaus Kreutzer with that pit stop shenanigans. We have Jake Robichaux black flagged. We have Joseph DiGiacomo black flagged. Tyler Johns has disconnected. Matty Grove has fallen out. Cartwright and Dubois had some issues as well. So we're having massive attrition here in Germany.
It's definitely an endurance for sure.
And Matty Grove packet loss and fell out of the session in the 472. And that's, I always bring it up when it happens, but it is essentially an equipment failure. It's like an engine failure, a part failure in real life racing. And when stuff like that happens, it's the worst feeling because you think it's virtual racing, right? I'm not going to have those issues. Unfortunately, my friend, you do. DiGiacomo serves his black flag. Let's go up front.
Oh, these are just
Matt.
incidences where they went off track. Never mind.
No worries.
What happened to Jake here?
Jake was serving his black flag. Let's take a look at the leader.
This isn't.
We got half a second. He crashed. Let's stay with this. Oh, I think he went off the road. Let's see what it says. So we're taking a look at Robichaux in the 69. Stephen Moreau, the replay master.
I don't know what happened here. I think the replays might the timing tower system might be a little broken because it's counting these. Yeah, it's just them coming off the track or out of the pit lane. There's no accidents happening, so I don't know what's going on with the timing tower.
No worries.
I apologize. I keep saying.
Let's go to live pictures.
These are gonna be like actual incidences or something, but
you're good. No worries. Kreutzer leads Rodriguez. Let's get a reset halfway home. Klaus Kreutzer leads us ahead of Raymond Rodriguez, ahead of Kaplinger, Dan Carrito, Eddie Boyles in 5th, Wyatt Pearson, Chris Lunan, Darren Canfield, Jacob Krast, Ryan Hartunian sitting in the 10th position, Jake Robichaux, Matt Hugh, Joseph DiGiacomo, Tyler Johns, Grove, Cartwright, Dubois. Those 4 have retired from the German Grand Prix. Reminder that the top 5 will transfer into the World Championship race later on. And these guys, I almost say they're at a disadvantage, Steven, because these guys are going to have a 10-minute heat, a 30-minute feature, and they've got to do it all over again after this race. Or would you say that? Would you say? Would you say they're set up better because they have more track time, or were they more exhausted? That's a hard one to pick.
It depends on the battling you had to do. You had to endure for the 30 minutes. If you didn't really have to battle much, like Kreutzer or Rodriguez or even Cap, then the next race is gonna be like nothing. You're not gonna be exhausted or nothing. You'll have that experience and good to go for the next race. But for somebody like Carrito or like Lunan, if they were to make it in, they would have been battling like the whole race. So like for them to do another 30 minutes, it'd be probably actually exhausting. But I think it really just comes down to the battling.
As last time around, lap time wise, 1 minute 4.1 for Kreutzer, 1 minute 4.2 for Rodriguez. I do think it was a good idea for Cap to let Kreutzer by. He has the points gap, and of course, like we've said, these 2 races with the mini championship, the way it works, these are scored individually as their own 2-race championship, and that result gives you the results for the Endurance Cup. So Cap can finish 3rd here. He can finish. He has to keep Kreutzer in his sights, maybe a 2nd, maybe a 3rd. You only give up a few points. You've got, 20 points if we remember correctly in the championship? You've got some stuff. You got some wiggle room in the championship. And it's fascinating with this new element of the NASA Rallycross Challenge across all 4 splits now that we have. So we're going to have some interesting moments coming up soon because Jake Robichaux is about to be lapped, blue flag to the 69, as we look at Kaplinger versus Carrito for 3rd. And Wyatt Pearson hanging tough here with Eddie Boyles for the transfer spot into the World Championship race.
Yeah, he's really holding on tough there. He's been keeping Wyatt back there for this whole time. It's been
Matt
a really
Hugh
tough battle.
Hugh is disconnected in the 53. So with that black flag, it kind of ruined his race, and DiGiacomo trying to serve his black flag as well. We've got Kreutzer versus Rodriguez, Kaplinger versus Carrito, Boyles versus Pearson. 6 cars going for 5 spots, and Eddie Boyles is all over the track in the 38. Pearson slides it, saves it, trying to get JC Academy into the World Championship race. And he still has under 10 minutes. We got about 10 laps. 29 laps is what we are forecasted. That means these guys are going to practically race 80 laps in one night around this track. That is bananas to think about. Hour and a half. Yes, an hour and a half of rallycross racing for these guys. And this is super fun. Awesome to see. I want to give a shout out. I'm going to be biased to my team driver for a couple of moments. Of course, Wyatt Pearson looking good, but Ryan Hartunian in 10th. I told him before he left my house earlier on, I said, Ryan, cowpoke, you just got to focus on not killing the car. Drive, focus on you, focus on the track. And he's sitting in 10th, minding his own business. And with every lap, and you'll attest to this, Steven, every lap in these cars, More seat time, more experience. You get faster every little bit.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially on tracks like this, like I was talking about earlier, with the limit of adhesion. These racers have definitely now figured out where their limit of adhesion is, and are gonna now start gaining pace out of
Really
these
quick.
corners.
Go to
So-
Kaplinger and Corrido, and then you can continue your point there, my friend. They are battling for the third spot. Kaplinger and Corrido, points leader.
I think
Kaplinger in the
I don't even know
277.
if I'll need to continue my point. I think we'll be able to see my point here in full example here.
If these guys burn through these tires, we don't know what they've taken. Honestly, as inside baseball, it doesn't tell me. Maybe there's a feature that Brian knows about and he'll roast me later on. But from what I can tell, it doesn't tell me internally what these guys did on their pit box. It only tells me what they've done pit stop wise, whether one stop, two stop, whatever. So,
Unfortunately,
Jake Robichaux has been dispatched from the top two. If we think that this is exciting,
if it was F1 cars.
Yeah, or open wheel where it has alternate tire compounds. Yeah. So,
Other than that,
Kaplinger and Rodriguez. Rodriguez is keeping him honest. Pearson all over the back of Boyles. Let's head back for fifth. We've got this is the spot for the final, transfer for the final spot. Words are hard. For the World Championship race. You guys pay $1 a month, which I really appreciate, only to hear me stumble on my words and I have no idea what I'm talking about at some times. Pearson looks inside. Boyles ran it wide, exiting turn 1 to turn 2. And Pearson's had rotten luck. I don't think he's transferred to a World Championship race this season. Smelling blood in the 17. Feathering the throttle, getting the car to grip. This is our closest battle. Rodriguez and Kreutzer, second between them. Corrido and Kaplinger, half a second between them. We focus on this battle for the 5th position. Under 7 minutes left to go here in the German Grand Prix for Rallycross Futures on ASN Plus. Thanks for hanging out. As Boyles better on the back half of the track. Pearson good in the twisty bits. Into the penultimate corner. And into the final corner.
Oh, well, I have a
Pearson
second.
got a better run.
To mention this, the ASN Plus members, thank you for subscribing and letting us do this. If it weren't for you subscribers, we wouldn't be able to broadcast futures. So I greatly appreciate you guys subscribing. And if you like the content, please try to get others into subscribing so we can keep oh, words are hard. So we can keep doing this.
So proud of you. So it's $1 a month. We've got Rallycross Futures just right now, but we have some amazing plans in the works for the Automotive Sports Network and ASN Plus. It's surreal to be talking about the growth that we've had with the community, with NASA, even with our sister series with Torque. We've got ASN, of course. We've got some great things coming in the pipeline in 2025, and it's been a great first quarter of the year. Not missing anything with Kreutzer and Kaplinger, but Kreutzer and Rodriguez, but Kaplinger and Corrido. If we want to go up front to third here, I'll take a look on my screen as Corrido and Kaplinger. Is this a battle for the lead? Down to turn 1. Rodriguez sent it. Couldn't make it stick. Corrido looking for a way around on Kaplinger. Down the straightaway to the hairpin, looking inside, close the door.
Oh, is that a lap traffic behind him?
Jake Robichaux did get the blue flag.
Yep, that is indeed Jake behind the Corrido. If Jake actually can get around these two, he might be able to give Corrido a little hand in getting around Eric Kaplinger.
So I don't think he would. Kaplinger pushing hard, but you get the blue flag. You have to stay out of the way. Corrido looks to the inside, nothing doing.
Well, the blue
They
flag
are
is
satellite
actually
teammates.
just holding the line.
As
If you get a blue flag, you just have to hold
and
the line.
Corrido off the road. Boyles and Pearson still locked in that battle. Kreutzer and Rodriguez still locked in that battle. It has been a nip and tuck between these guys for the race lead. Gap is 0.4 of a second. Rodriguez was up by 1/10 that last time around. And these 3 clusters of 2 cars each. As Eddie Boyle says, no draft for you, as Pearson trying to stay in the slipstream of the 38. Boyles runs it wide into turn 2. Late apex, though. Benefited him off the corner. and Pearson trying to sneak in. It is agonizing to be in that runner, that best of the rest spot. I've been there. I've been there this season in the Lights World Championship at Atlanta. I've been there in the Pioneer days. You think you're so close to transferring to whether it's from a heat race to a feature or from this race to the World Championship race, and you can see it. It's right there. Have to make a move. Got to figure it out. And desperation's going to sink in, not only for Pearson, but desperation's going to sink in for Carrito, for Rodriguez, to make that additional spot. We'll see. Into the penultimate corner, into the final corner for these two. I'm taking a look up front. The lead, battle for the lead. Kreutzer and Rodriguez. Kreutzer ran a little wide, exiting the second
Rodriguez
corner.
Is getting a better run on this.
Rodriguez was 2 tenths up. I think Kreutzer's burned through his stuff. I'm also taking a look at Pearson versus Boyles down to turn number 1. It's crunch time. We can't pick a battle. Pearson runs it wide, trying to stick on the outside. Is the man from Montana battling the man from New York? It's Boyles versus Pearson.
Looks like Pearson's might be able to make this stick. And he's going to get the stick.
Side by side into turn 3. Put Pearson for the moment
into the next corner
into
here. Looks
the
like
transfer
Ed's gonna
spot.
keep it. And it's an over-under. All right. Let's see.
No move done for Pearson. Had it halfway done. Couldn't close the door. Is he going to give Boyles a little bit of a nudge into one of these corners? I suspect if he can get close enough. Rallycross is not a contact sport. It's a sport where contact is made, and Pearson had a better run through the chicane compared to Boyles. Boyles clipping the curb, trying to defend for all he's worth for the 5th position. We're coming to 2 laps to go. We have taken 2 laps to go for the race leaders. And these 3 battles are all 3 independently of each other, all 3 independent rather of each other. And they have been amazing. Pearson's going to have the run. Will he send it into turn 1? No, he won't. And so they have lapped Ryan Hartunian in the 13. Hartunian came across, had to stay out of the way. He had some issues in the 13. We look at Pearson versus Boyles. The battle with Kaplinger and Carrito kind of fizzled out. I would say let's focus on the battle for the lead right now between Kreutzer and Rodriguez. Off the final corner to take 2 laps to go in Oschersleben in Germany. And the 2 fastest cars of the evening, well, rather, 2 of the fastest cars of the evening, and it wasn't who we expected.
All right, I have to
It was
go check on this battle real quick.
Carrito and Kaplinger. Thank you for helping me out with that one. And we also have Boyles and Pearson. Like I said, we can't keep track of 3 battles at once. Steven's got 1, I've got 1, the other's got to live in timing zone land because it's been all over the place. Pearson's going to have a run into turn 1 again. They're coming to the white flag. He's got to make something happen in the 17. And through the chicane, coming to the white flag here in Oschersleben for Klaus Kreutzer and Raymond Rodriguez. Pearson looks. Pearson's there, heading to turn number 4 again. We've seen multiple lines. Pearson had a better run in the entry. Runs wide. I don't want to say that's over. Up front, white flag for Kreutzer. Kreutzer takes the white flag here in Oschersleben in Germany. Rodriguez gaining. He's got 1 last lap to make something happen. Deep on the brakes, pump the brakes to get the car to rotate into turn 1. Through turn 2. If he can stay on the rear wing of the 77, we'll have some shenanigans. And I'll tell you what, Ryan Hartunian's got the best seat in the house right behind these 2 as Klaus runs it wide, takes Rodriguez's line away from him, and the other battles have kind of fizzled out. We focus on the battle for the lead still. It's Kreutzer. It's Rodriguez. Rodriguez pushing hard, a little bit wide, exiting the hairpin through the chicane. Kreutzer's got to ace the entry of both of these corners. It's so tricky to get right. Over the curb goes Rodriguez. Back to the lead. Back to the lead. We've got Boyles and Pearson. They're battling for 5th, but we have a battle for the lead coming to the checkered flag. We can jump back to that in a moment off the final corner. Klaus Kreutzer has led from the start, survived nearly getting passed by Rodriguez, and Kreutzer wins in Germany. It's Kaplinger ahead of Carrito, and now we go back to Boyles and Pearson. Battle for the transfer spot to end up into the World Championship race. Final couple of corners. Pearson behind Boyles. Final corner in the 17. One last send off the final corner.
And it does
And it'll be
not
Eddie
look like
Boyles.
he's going to be able to get it.
Coming home in 5th, 6th Pearson, 7th Lunan, Canfield, Krask, Hartunian, Robichaux, DiGiacomo, Hugh, Johns, Grove, Cartwright, and Dubois. What a race.
Damn. Right.
As we took a look at our classification, we've got, I'm going to do a quick estimate of our points, as they really won't be affected just yet because these races don't score. So technically, Kaplinger still leads the points. So, like I said, I've got to make a quick exit. So we're going to do some quick sponsor plugs, and I'll sign us out, and then you guys will jump on with the light show. Cameras all season on ASN, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/WSimCams. Thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support. NASA World Feed music by Alex Betty. Thank you so much, my friend. Hope you're doing well. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to ASN, Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Ring the bell to be notified of our live streams along with our short form content. ASNTVUSA.com, NASASimRacing.com, as the checkered flag has fallen on the evening for the Futures race here in Germany. On behalf of Stephen Moreau, my name's Josh Mertz. Congratulations, Klaus Kreutzer. Hang out with us in just a couple of moments for the Lights World Championship. We're going to do it all over again. Until then, so long, everyone.